Let's catch up with the Liberal Senator for New South Wales, Dave Sharma now. Dave, good to talk to you again. Bit of pressure on Peter Dutton tonight?
Well, it's a competitive election, Chris, and the debate, I think, will matter more than it often does. I mean, I think we're obviously, I think, the underdogs going into this election. I think we need to have a good campaign, and Peter Dutton, I expect, will have a strong performance tonight.
Yeah, I think it's been a more sluggish campaign from the coalition than we expected. Haven't been really landing blows, and you've had that embarrassing backflip on policy, a policy that you obviously hadn't argued effectively enough, so then you've sort of withdrawn it. So to me, the debate comes at a crucial time for Peter Dutton because he does need to land some blows. He does need to create some momentum, and going face to face with Anthony Albanese is the perfect opportunity, surely.
Well, I think, global circumstances as well, Chris, are going to have a big impact. I mean, we've been reminded, I think, of the fragility of the world trading system and the global economy and people's, retirement funds and superannuation balances because of the events of the last few days, the growing US-China trade war and global trade uncertainty. And in those sort of circumstances, I think we need a government that's focused on the big issues that can do macroeconomic management and national security well. And I think that's what you've got in Peter Dutton, an experienced leader who comes from a political party that has previously got Australia through significant economic shocks of this nature.
Yeah, well, this is the backdrop to the election that I think is so crucial, right? And that is with this Trump tariff move and fears of a global recession now, we are now looking at extended economic uncertainty, a real shock to this country, and we're attacking it from a really weak budgetary position. Now, we know that the coalition had to blow out the debt during the pandemic, much the same way as the Labor government did to tackle the GFC. You have to do this when there's an emergency. But in the good times since the pandemic, we should have been consolidating the budget, getting our debt to manageable levels, ensuring we're on the track to a balanced budget so that they're ready for the next crisis. But hey, presto, we've just gotten the budget deeper into debt and deficit, and the next crisis is already upon us.
Look, that's exactly right. And our economy is not match fit. The Labor government has shredded our economic shock absorbers over the last 4 years. We've seen productivity stagnant. We've seen living standards going backwards. We've seen debt massively increase. We've seen the size of government and government spending massively increase. That is not the sort of position you want to be in going into a big global economic shock, because it means you've got very little fiscal headroom to move, and it means the Reserve Bank, which hasn't yet got on top of inflation, will be the only tool that we can use to cushion us through this crisis. That's bad economic management by Labor.
Yeah, but yet we have this unrealistic political debate where people just create a scare campaign when you say you're going to trim public sector numbers, which obviously any sensible government needs to do. And you've had to clarify, of course, that doesn't mean sacking public servants. It means essentially not replacing them. You can really trim government spending dramatically over a few short years if you just allow natural attrition to bring down those numbers.
Well, that's what we did largely through the Howard era. I mean, the Howard era was well known for having an efficiency dividend on public service departments, which often meant that people who retired were not replaced, or they were not replaced at the same rate. And by that measure, you get the public service back to a manageable size as a share of the economy. Undoubtedly, I mean, we've seen government spending grow from about 24.9% of GDP to about 27.4% of GDP under this government. And that has been the largest and fastest increase in government spending since the Whitlam era. We need to get that under control. We absolutely need to get that under control.
Sure do. Now, tonight's People's Forum's not the only debate of the campaign. We're looking forward to some of the debates in crucial seats. One of them was going to be in Wentworth. Here's Allegra Spender.
Every single forum, I think that I've been invited to debate, I will say yes as the election nears. So I think it's really, really important.
Okay, so we have sent you an invite.
I know, I've said yes.
You've said yes.
I think we're just working on the dates, Laura.
How about that? She agreed to do the debate, Dave. Now she's pulled out. The Teals don't want scrutiny. I thought they were into elevating politics and full transparency and accountability.
Exactly. I thought they wanted politics done differently, transparency, accountability to the community. I find that astonishing, to be honest, Chris, that she is refusing to debate her counterpart, her rival candidate in this election. I mean, it seems that, you know, she's all for debates where she stacks them out with Greens and, you know, centre-left people, but she doesn't seem to want to do a debate moderated by a professional with an audience that is not handpicked and curated to, you know, give her applause for every line. I think she's running from scrutiny, and it's not what she promised.